Rome, doing as the Romans do means not doing much at all.
As we come on the air tonight, much of America shutting down. Late today, President Trump issuing new nationwide guidelines for Americans across this country in the fight against the coronavirus. The outbreak spreading across the U.S.
Find ourselves in the midst of a pandemic the likes of which we have never seen before. A seemingly ununited response in these United States. Breaking news, stay at home vaccine. Four state governors, 75 million people in the state to reduce their workforce to zero.
Things are not helpful hints. This is.
Let's make bagels! It's the end of the world as we know it, and Pawnee feels fine. No response to that one?
I don't think you need the Pawnee, the Parks and Rec reference. I think it's superfluous.
I might keep it in there. We're here in Tacoma, Washington, and so we're south of the Washington epicenter, but honestly, we're doing great. It's been actually incredibly busy for both myself and Neil, but we are taking this weekend to have some chill time. So I wanted to make something that a lot of people could make with just stuff that they have in their pantry, and me in particular, being what some would call hoarderishly prepared for any sort of baking scenario. I wanted to focus on what I had a lot of, which just so happens to be bread flour, and make something I have never made before, which is bagels. So I'm gonna try to make as many everything bagels as I can because that's my favorite, but I only have a very small jar of everything seasoning, so honestly we'll just see how far that goes. And I am using a recipe sent to me by Alex Burnsides. Thank you very much for that. Everyone go follow her and her band Lily in the Weeds. They're incredible. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make bagels. It is gonna take a while today, and then you'll see me how I actually look like in the morning. So you have a few minutes to prepare yourself for that. Let's make some bagels. Oh, but first, I forgot. For our quarantine entertainment, we need a quarantini, made popular by the awesome podcast, This Podcast Might Kill You, and recommended by Kat McAlpine. I believe we need a quarantini for this quarantine video. Let's see. Bagels are kind of brunchy, so let's try to make something brunch-like. Let's see what I have. So I have Smirnoff vodka, room temp, a blood orange, and I have some rosemary. So I'm going to make a kind of like, what is it called? Screwball? Corkscrew? Something. I'm gonna make this. To my very dusty shaker, which I just cleaned, I'm gonna put some I got it. Haha, so strong. Ice. And I'm gonna put 1 shot of vodka. Because it's only 3 p.m. So let's keep it contained. I'm gonna beat the rosemary thyme to wake it up. Apparently you do that. And I'm gonna rip the dead part off. Throw that in there. And then I'll probably do the juice of this whole blood orange. So pretty. Do all the juice. And then I'm just gonna put the oranges in there because they didn't have a whole lot of juice. And then I'm just gonna pour it in. Okay, shocking amount of alcohol, or like nothing came out of that. Okay, apparently I don't know how to make drinks. Seltzer will fix it. And there we go. quarantini. I mean, it's delightful. How could it not be? On to the bagels.
It's Corona time. Hey, it's Corona time right now. It's Corona time. It's Corona time. It's Corona time. Hey, it's Corona time right now. It's Corona time.
We are going to start by gathering our ingredients. You're going to want to get 2 cups of warm water. Exactly 2 cups of warm water. And come and get big bread flour. This is higher in protein, so it'll help develop gluten. Then we're going to come in here and get 1 packet of dry active yeast. Ignore my stuff drawer. And then fail to cut the packet in half with one hand and then cut it off screen. There you go. Next, we're going to get our salt. And one final ingredient in the depths of my laundry room. We are getting, nope, not that, not that, this. I don't have barley malt, but I do have molasses, which is a good substitute for barley malt. Next, we're going to get our 1 cup measuring cup, fluff up my flour, even it out. It's pretty even. And then I'm going to add 3 cups to the bowl of a standing mixer with 1 packet of yeast. And then I'm going to stir to combine. To that, I'm going to slowly drizzle in our 2 cups of warm water. And turn this to this. It took about 3 minutes. Then you're going to turn it off, set it aside, cover it, and leave it for about an hour. During that hour, take your quarantining outside with your family, enjoy the sunshine, and realize the world's actually not ending. You all just need to be kind of careful. Sit with our loved ones. Throw a frisbee for a very good dog. This is my very good dog, Guinness. She's the best girl in the world. Ignore her flipped up ear. She's a very serious dog. Look how high she can jump. My God, what a creature. Come back, make yourself another quarantini. Forget where you put the herbs, find them again. Put some new herbs in there. Went with time. We'll see that the yeast is very active and doubled in size. Remove the lid. Poke it, poked it. Take 1 tablespoon of salt. And we're gonna watch me pour the exact perfect tablespoon of molasses. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh my God. Right to the brim. No overspill. Exactly in the cup. Have you ever seen anything more beautiful? Okay, then yeah, just dump it in. Sorry about that. Attach your dough hook. Medium speed for about 5 minutes. During that 5 minutes, we're going to add 2 more cups of flour. It'll look like this at first, but after about 5 minutes, the dough will be together, the sides of the bowl will be clean, and when you poke it, it'll spring back. And then just keep poking it, because that's really fun. Take a big bowl, oil it, spread the oil around with a paper towel. Wish it good luck, cover it, and let it sit. An hour later, it should look like this. It's done very well. Flour a surface, get a big baking sheet, put parchment paper down, flour the parchment paper, a little bit more flour, even some for the dog, and then turn your dough out onto your work surface. So it's actually a really fun dough to work with. Take a knife or a bench scraper, cut it in half. Cut those halves in half. Then you're going to cut your quarters into thirds, making 12. You're then going to roll your cuts into balls, and then using a cupping motion, roll it against your table or work surface to make a more even ball. Repeat that with all 12. Then you're going to take your perfect little spheres and you're going to stab it right in the middle with your finger. Poke through on the other side. Put another finger in, and then roll it on open. So you can see you're almost doing like a taffy wheel with your fingers to make it open. Once you have a pretty large opening, you're going to put it back on your baking sheet. Repeat with all of these and make the opening wider than you think, because they will rise overnight. Once all of them are done, you're going to cover them in saran wrap, and then put them in the fridge overnight. I will see you looking not like this in the morning.
Good morning. It is just 7 a.m. and I did, surprise to a lot of you, I'm sure, just wake up. I did, in fact. You wake up like this. Shocking, I know. So, this morning, we are going to boil and bake some bagels, and let's get into it. But first, a couple of things.
Gotta make sure your pony is high and tight. Then we're gonna get our bagels out of the refrigerator so it can start coming to room temp. Try to find a work surface that's available. Here we go. Just push some stuff out of the way. Next, coffee. I prefer Stumptown House Blend. It is perfect and delicious. Now let's just watch this unfold. How glorious. Listen to the dark caffeinated abyss. Okay, yeah, never mind. Here we go. Brewing coffee.
Yes. Are you hungry? Is it breakfast time? You gotta get your more. Sit. Lay down. Lay down. Good girl. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Good girl.
Let's make some bagels. A wild husband appears. Good morning. I made you coffee. Come on, good girl. Good girl. Come on. Oh. Get your vegetables. 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 Get your vegetables.
Anyways, you're gonna preheat your oven to 450 degrees. Exactly. Then you're gonna take your Everything Bagel seasoning out in your largest, widest pan. I just had this spaghetti pot. And you're gonna fill it with 1 gallon of water. Put that on high. Do 1/4 cup of sugar. And 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Then you're gonna get a rack over a baking sheet and a slotted spoon to prepare for boiling. These are the bagels after they've rested overnight. We got the water boiling. So we're gonna take our first bagel and we're going to plop it in the water and fix that little divot I accidentally made. And we're gonna do 30 seconds each side. I wasn't very good at this, and I think you can see that at the end some of them are crustier than others, but try to be as consistent as possible. Don't be like me, just be kind of like me. So I seasoned it as soon as it came out, so the seasoning stuck, and it was pretty successful. Everything stuck very well. So repeat this with all of your bagels. Once I had 6, I put my baking sheet in the oven and let them cook for about 15 to 20 minutes. These were the first batch. They were a little blonde and didn't rise too much, but they were really, really tasty. So here's me tasting the very first bagel.
They're pretty good. They're thin, but they're pretty good.
And these were the final round of bagels, and that is my perfect bagel. Overall, I think the dough overproved, and I overbaked some. They were really, really delicious, and they look just gorgeous. So if you have any bagel recipes that you recommend, send them my way. I ended up making a sandwich out of mine, and it was just perfect. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and stay safe out there.